Hey fam, welcome back to another episode of 2A-N-LA. As always, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. You should not take it as fact. You should not take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. All right? Right about now, you know what I'm going to ask you to do. I ask you to go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and like. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and drop down a comment and share the video with your peeps. All right? Look, this is going to be a short episode on something, something happened the other day and it really made me think about this. And then I thought about it a little bit more and realized I haven't done an episode about this yet. So a few weeks back, I did an episode on the importance of having a medical kit and keeping medical supplies with you when you are at the gun range or when you have your gun on you or whatever the case may be, right? I haven't done an episode, though, on other protection, the actual protection that we should all use when we shoot. Now, the reason why this came about, I went to the range the other day, and I shot a gun for the very first time, a gun that I was not accustomed to shooting. And the nature of the gun, the design of the gun was such that instead of the blowback pushing forward, it kind of pushed out to the sides. And because of that, a traditional, this was a revolver, the traditional pistol grip where you extend out, kind of your thumbs, you couldn't do. Because the blowback blows out kind of where your thumb is. And so it went against my training because you had to just wrap around the handle, the grip of the gun. You couldn't do the thumbs forward method, right? And so I was shooting, I was cognizant of it, but I had a lapse of concentration for 1 second. I moved my thumb forward, and sure enough, the blast when I shot, and it was a powerful round, the blast when I shot came out sideways on my thumb. And really, whatever, it was whatever. I wasn't, no kind of major injury or anything like that, but part of that was because I had on shooting gloves. And so I wanted to talk to you guys today because I think it's important that I am enforcing the fact, I always talk about gun safety and all this other stuff. I haven't talked about kind of the 3 things that you should always have anytime you're shooting, anytime you go to the range. And so this is my little range bag. And sometimes I'll just carry this. Or I'll drop it in my pistol bag or in one of my other bags, but I carry it with me anytime that I'm shooting. And inside this are kind of the 3 pieces of gear that we should all have. And so I'll open up so you guys can check it out. Does that focus in there? So this has a few different things. Number 1, it has my Ear Pro, right? So these are the Howard lights. And these are cool, man. I like them. They have, you can attach, they have the electronic component to them where you can adjust it to tune out the gunfire and elevate the voices. You can also attach, there's speakers in here. You can attach like something if you want to listen to music or something. I never use that. I like to be very focused when I'm at the range. And so these are great. These are good. Now, if you're outdoor range, this is probably more than enough in terms of ear protection. Though, if I'm at an indoor range, I double up. So, and this is for those who are like, for those of you new shooters out there who are like, what is he talking about? Look, guns are very loud, and they can do permanent damage to your hearing if you don't protect yourself. And so indoor ranges tend to be louder than outdoor ranges because there's less place for the sound to go in an indoor range, right? And so I use kind of the standard earplugs you see right there, plus my other ear protection. Anytime I'm at an indoor range, sometimes at an outdoor range too, just depending on how busy it is and the setup of the range. But yeah, there's no shame in having ear protection, right? And if you're at an indoor range, definitely use double protection. Don't just use the muffs. All right. Second thing you always need to have is eye protection. And so in my bag, I always carry a set of eye protection. These are my Wiley X glasses. Now these are designed for outdoor ranges, obviously, because there's sunglasses as well as eye protection. I have ones for indoor range too as well, but I always make sure that I'm wearing eye protection. Look, you're shooting and you have, you know, your casings are flying, shooting off everywhere. If you're at indoor range, maybe they're banking off walls or whatever. You need to protect your eyes. You need to protect your ears. It's critical. You know, don't be out shooting. I mean, most ranges are going to demand it, but a lot of people, some people don't go to ranges. Sometimes they go out to remote places in the desert where they aren't being monitored, they aren't being regulated. And I've seen cats who will be out there shooting with no eye pro, and it just, don't do that. Don't do that. It's an accident waiting to happen. All of a sudden, you know, a casing splits or something like that and comes off some kind of way. Anything can happen. Protect your eyes. You only get two of them. You only get two ears, so keep them protected. And this last one is something that I don't think a lot of people do. And I have been guilty of it sometimes too. And that is gloves, shooting gloves. So I have a couple of pairs of shooting gloves. And these are the ones that I keep with me. So these gloves are meant to be kind of tactical. These are PIG gloves. I'll put up there the brand or whatever so you can check them out. I mean, look, these were the ones where I was wearing the other day when I had the side blowback thing. As you can see by the hole in the, I don't know if you can even see it really, but the hole in the thumb right there is where things went very, very wrong. But the good thing is the glove and not my thumb took the lion's share of the blow. It would have probably been a lot worse. I got a little bruise or something. Nothing. It's nothing. But I think if I hadn't had gloves on, it could have been significantly worse. And I'll be honest, sometimes I don't shoot with gloves. But I was shooting a high caliber. I was shooting a .357 Magnum. And I remember, you know, that it had this different situation. I was concerned that maybe, you know, I would forget or something like that because I was shooting a bunch of rounds. And sure enough, all it took was one time for me to have a lapse of concentration, and boom, this happened. And so I bought me a new pair. And so after that, I got kind of a little paranoid. And I was like, you know, so the thing about these gloves, and I'll do a detailed review on gloves another time. This is more just a general video on making sure you have protection. I really like these gloves because they were flexible. They packed up nice and easy. You could still operate a phone with them, and they weren't too cumbersome. After having that experience, and like I said, they did take the lion's share of the blow. So that was great. After having that experience, I was like, I need some gloves that are maybe a little bit more heavy duty. So I went out and I got these Mechanics Impact gloves. Now, if I had these gloves on, I probably wouldn't have felt anything. That's how sturdy and well made they are. The only thing about these are they're big and bulky. And if you're shooting pistols, it might be okay with a rifle. But if you're shooting pistols, I feel I got big hands. You guys, I've talked about that before. I got big hands, and so trying to get in the finger well, the trigger well, and trying to manipulate with these big. I don't know how that's gonna work. So I'll let you know. So I'll do a review on the PIGs, and I'll do a review on these and let you know another day. But the point of the matter is, fam, if you're going to shoot, make sure you've got your ear protection. Make sure you got your eye protection. Make sure you've got gloves. Those are the 3 things that you should always be rocking when you go to the range, all right? So a little public service announcement from your boy, 2A-N-LA. All right? Until next time, fam, as always, take care of one another, and I'll see you next time. Peace.